Hello. Good morning. Ni hao. How are you all? Welcome to Reading Ready Time. I'm so glad to see you guys today. Today, we are going to have a visit from the ballet. Do you like to dance? I really enjoy dancing. It gets my heart beating and it makes me feel happy. Okay, well, before we visit with the ballet, let's do our chant. Are you ready? Get a beat going. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quietly as we can. Hello. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loudly as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as high as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as low as we can. Hello. Did you notice that low kind of sounds heavy and high kind of sounds light? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slowly as we can. Hello. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as fast as we can. Hello. 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 All right, so we are going to have a visit with the Indianapolis Ballet, and they are going to share with us the story of the Nutcracker. Now, a nutcracker is actually a small thing that you can use to open nuts, but around the holidays, it was traditional to have a big nutcracker that kind of looks like a soldier standing like this, and its mouth was the thing that would take the shell off the nuts. And people ate nuts in the winter, just like squirrels and other animals, because nuts keep for a long time, and they're high in protein, so they keep you full. Okay, so we're going to visit this story of the Nutcracker.
Today we're reading The Nutcracker, inspired by Violette Verdi and narrated by Jessica Miller. It was Christmas Eve. The streets were filled with children laughing and playing. There was a great deal of squealing, too, as snowballs flew across darkening skies. Such excitement. On one of these streets stood the Stahlbaum home. It was a lovely old house with lots of windows upstairs and down. Now Clara Stahlbaum and her younger brother Fritz were not outside playing in the snow, or shopping, or sleighing. They were waiting and waiting just outside the parlor door. Their parents had warned them not to come in until everything was ready. On the other side of the door, the grown-ups were busy preparing for a big holiday party. At long last, the parlor door swung open. Clara and Fritz raced inside. Now, what could be more gorgeous than this Christmas parlor? That fabulous glow drenching the room, snowflakes that clung to the big bay windows, the roaring fire in the fireplace. In the center of it all towered an enormous Christmas tree with long strings of popcorn and tinsel, ornaments and candles. The doorbell rang. The first of the guests had arrived. Children poured in, their faces bright with cold and excitement. They jumped up and down when they saw the tree and the presents underneath. The girls showed off their bell-shaped dresses, and those boys, weren't they handsome in such fancy suits? Ah, yes, it was time to open the gifts. Oohs and ahs echoed through the room as children plucked toys from their boxes. When every last present had been opened and properly admired, Mr. and Mrs. Stahlbaum organized a dance. Each mother took her son by the hand. Each father took his daughter. The grown-ups demonstrated the steps and the children followed. All at once, the dancing stopped. A strange dark shadow fell across the room. Herr Drosselmeyer. A few of the children stepped back nervously. The boldest ones, more curious than frightened, moved a little closer for a better look. Was this a man, or perhaps a sorcerer? Certainly he was odd to look at with that long black cape. Well, Clara went straight away to hug Herr Drosselmeyer, for he was her dear, dear godfather. He told the most extraordinary stories, and, in fact, everything he touched somehow turned to magic. Now that he had arrived, Clara's parlor was even more fantastic than before. "Merry Christmas, my dear." Drosselmeyer admired Clara. "You've grown so tall, and what a pretty young lady you've become." Drosselmeyer rumpled Fritz's hair and greeted their parents. Then he turned to the group of children. "Would you like to see some magic?" he asked. Would they? Drosselmeyer signaled for 2 large boxes to be brought out. The first contained a life-size toy soldier. The other held 2 more life-size dolls, a boy and a girl, dressed in the wildest colors. Drosselmeyer walked to the back of the soldier. Suddenly, it leapt stiffly into the air, swishing its sword back and forth. Fritz quickly grabbed his own toy sword and pretended this was his battle. Afterwards, Drosselmeyer made the boy and girl dance a little duet. The children were delighted. "Come here," Drosselmeyer called to Clara. "I have something for you." She watched eagerly as her godfather unwrapped a funny little soldier made of wood. Clara's eyes widened, for she was used to sweet baby dolls, never dolls like this. Drosselmeyer reached into his pocket and pulled out a chestnut. He popped it in the soldier's mouth and pushed a lever. "It's a nutcracker," he cried. He started cracking nuts one after the other, and the children scrambled to get them. Then he handed the soldier to Clara. "Be careful," he warned. "It's very fragile." Clara gently took the nutcracker and cradled it in her arms. Despite its ugly little face, she already loved it dearly, more than all the other Christmas dolls. Well, Fritz was rather jealous. Drosselmeyer always had special gifts for Clara, and this one was a soldier. It should belong to him. "Let me have it." He snapped the toy. Clara tried to grab it from her brother, but she was too late. Fritz threw the nutcracker to the ground and stepped on it, breaking its jaw. Clara snatched the broken nutcracker off the floor, sobbing as if her heart would break. Drosselmeyer put his arm around Clara. "Let's put it together again," he said kindly. So she made a sling and whispered soft, comforting words in her nutcracker's ear, and her nutcracker answered. Clara was sure of it. "Time for bed," ordered Mr. Stahlbaum, and he carried a furious Fritz from the room. The party was over. Parents bundled up their children once more, and the children made sure not a single toy got left behind. A quiet settled over the house. The tree alone, which remained lit, filled the empty parlor with its beauty. But what was this? A cloaked figure creeping in. Drosselmeyer. He searched the room until he spotted a toy bed beneath the tree. On top of it lay the broken nutcracker, which Clara had lovingly tucked in for the night. He reached for it, a few twists here, a touch of glue there, then he pushed the lever. Good as new, he smiled, laying the nutcracker back in its bed. He had just left the room when Clara could be seen tiptoeing down the stairs in her nightgown. She took the nutcracker from the bed, and to her great and utter surprise, its jaw had healed. But how? She asked herself. She had no answer, though, and curling up on the couch with her doll, she fell fast asleep. Bong, bong, bong. Clara's eyes flew open as the clock told the hour. By now the dark frightened her more than ever. She must return to her own room. Scratch, scratch, scratch. A mouse ran across the floor. Clara squealed and jumped on the couch again. The lights on the Christmas tree were suddenly flashing, on and off then on. Clara watched altogether amazed as the tree grew and grew and grew until it burst through the ceiling. She truly believed that she had willed it to grow, that all the excitement of the evening had forced her world to become bigger than usual. Looking around, she saw that everything else had turned large too. Best of all, the Nutcracker. Scratch, scratch! This time louder. Oh no, an army of giant mice crowded the room. Clara tried to run away, but she could not escape. She huddled in a ball and buried her face in her hands. Then a trumpet's call and the thump of marching boots. She looked up. The soldiers had come to life, and the Nutcracker too. A fierce battle raged. The mice, frightened, were about to retreat when who should appear but the Mouse King. Now this Mouse King was twice as big as all the others and terrible to look at. He had 7 heads. Everyone fell back except the Nutcracker. He raised his sword, and he and the Mouse King faced each other. They began to fight, but with one strong thrust, the Mouse King knocked the Nutcracker's sword from his hand. The Mouse King was ready to cast the final blow. Clara had to save her Nutcracker. Desperately, she grabbed her slipper and flung it at the Mouse King with all her might. Whack! The slipper hit its mark. The Mouse King turned around, sneering at Clara. Closer and closer he came, waving his weapon at her. But the Nutcracker quickly seized his fallen sword and stabbed him. The Mouse King stiffened, then toppled. Holding his wound, he tossed on the ground until, with a quiver, he died. The rest of the mice scurried left and right, crashing into each other with confusion and fright. 2 of the mice grabbed the body of their fallen king and carried it out. Now the Nutcracker approached Clara. He gave her his hand, and as he did so, the Nutcracker clothes and mask fell away. A handsome prince stood in his place. Snow began to fall. Soft flurries danced around them. Then a gust of wind whipped up spirals, forming a curtain so thick that Clara and the prince could not see through it. They walked and walked. After a time, the snow became gentler, then stopped. Soon, Clara and the prince knew they had arrived in a land unlike any they had known before. In front of them, chocolates hung from cotton candy trees. Gumdrops grew like wildflowers. There was a palace, too, in the shape of a candy box. They were greeted by the Sugar Plum Fairy, a most beautiful woman. Her gown was satin, dusted with powdered sugar. Her jewels were made of sugar, too, hardened into glistening crystals. Shiny pink slippers graced her feet. The prince told the story of the war against the mice and how Clara had saved his life. As he spoke, people of all kinds of candy and spices came closer. They were chocolate and peppermint, coffee and tea, marzipan and ginger. When the prince finished his tale, they all applauded. "You were very brave. We would like to honor you." The Sugar Plum Fairy took Clara's hand and led her to a throne just for her. This was fantastic. Chocolates blazed through a fiery dance filled with deep backbends. Candy canes leapt through the air, barely touching the ground. Tea entered with wide split jumps and colorful ribbon. Delicate marzipan danced daintily to the sound of their pipes and flutes. Mother Ginger wore a wide, wide skirt, and her children ran out from beneath it. Clara laughed as Mother Ginger tried to catch them. Then flowers made of candied rose petals, led by a joyful lemon dewdrop, blossomed into a whirling waltz. The Sugar Plum Fairy and her dashing cavalier danced an elegant duet. He took her hand, and she balanced on the tips of her toes. The dance finished as the Sugar Plum Fairy danced daringly into his arms. Clara was enthralled. "Someday," she thought, "I will dance like that." It was time to go. A little sleigh would carry her home. All the candies gathered round as Clara stepped inside. They waved and waved as the sleigh flew through the air. "Merry Christmas," whispered Clara, and the land of the sweets vanished in the distance. The end. Hello, I'm the Sugar Plum Fairy, and today we're going to do a very special Nutcracker ballet class. One of my favorite things about ballet is that it's not just about the steps. We get to use our faces and our bodies to tell a story. We're going to start today's class sitting down. We're going to warm up our bodies, wake up our muscles, and make sure we're ready for anything. The first thing we're going to look at is our ballet posture. Ready? So we're going to relax. It's like we're watching TV or maybe reading a book. And then we're going to press our belly buttons in and grow nice and tall. Oh, let's relax again. So comfy, but it's not strong and ready for ballet. So let's sit up again. I like to think about putting a crown on my head or maybe wearing a gold medal. Let's do it one more time. We relax and we pull it in. Excellent. Let's try and keep this posture for the whole class. Ready? We're going to warm up our feet. Our knees are straight, and we're going to point our toes down towards the floor. Then we lift them up to the ceiling. We flex them. Let's point and flex. We point and flex. Let's do it again. We point and flex and point. Let's keep our feet pointed and wiggle just our toes. Ready? Our toes and down. Our toes down. Can you do it faster? Good. Ready? Flex one foot. Now switch. And switch. And switch. Can you do it a little faster? Make sure no knees. Good. Let's do one more thing for our feet. We flex. Now, we're going to turn out our legs, and our toes are going to open, just like we're reading a book. And then close it. Let's do it again. Ready? We open and close. Again, turn out and turn in. One more time. Ready? We open and close. Good. Shake it all out. Let's bring our feet in and do a butterfly stretch. We're going to start warming up our hips. Remember that ballet posture. Let's move our legs up and down, just like a butterfly flapping their wings. Good. And we bend forward. Try to get your nose to your knees. And sit up. Let's move those legs again. Get those hips nice and warm. And bend forward. And sit up. Now we're going to draw a rainbow with our arms and stretch to the side. We're going to get our spine going. And we follow that rainbow back. Other side. Good. Nice big shapes. And come up. Let's do it one more time, each side. Big rainbow. And up. And last time. And up. Beautiful. We have one more stretch to do. Straighten those knees out. And we're going to reach up to the ceiling. Wiggle those fingers, really reach, grow tall. And then we're going to bend forward. See if you can touch your toes. If you can't touch your toes, that's okay. We'll reach up one more time. And then maybe you touch your knees. Or maybe your shins. Maybe your ankles. And if you can, all the way to your toes, really stretch. And we sit up. Great job warming up. It's time to stand and start our ballet steps. Before we start with our steps, let's learn 3 positions that will help us in this class. The first position is easy. It's called first position. For first position, our heels go together and our toes open, just like when we were reading our book on the floor. Our legs are ready. Now let's make our arms in first. It's like you're giving someone a big hug. They're strong and round. This is first position. Our next position is called second position. That's pretty easy to remember. We just open our legs a little wider and our arms match. This is second position. We go to first, and then we open to second. Excellent. One more position. This one's the easiest of them all. It's called parallel. It's where my toes go straight in front of my nose and I just stand tall like a ballet dancer. This is parallel. Excellent. Now that you know them, let's learn our first step. It's called a plie. I put my feet in first, and plie means to bend, so I bend my knees. Demi-plie, and stretch. Demi-plie, and stretch. Very nice. We can also do a grand plie. That's when we bend our knees a little bit more, and we come up. Very nice. Are you ready to put that to music? Let's try it. So our feet are in first. Are you ready for the music? Here we go. Do you hear that? This is the start of the party. All of our party friends are here. Let's do some plies. Ready? Demi. We go demi and stretch. Plie and stretch. Let's try that grand plie. And come up. Good balance. Let's bend forward. And we come up. We open our arms. Let's find second position. Ready? We go demi, stretch, demi, stretch, grand plie, and come up. Let's bend forward one more time, and up. We open and go back to first. So our next step is called a tendu. And we're gonna point our foot and close it. Do you think we can do that? We point and we close. Are you ready? Here we go. You tendu, close, tendu. Let's switch legs. And we tendu, in, tendu, in. Again, point that foot, in, and point. In, switch your legs, out, and in, out, in. Ready? We're gonna point our foot and show off our outfit. And then we turn. Let's do it again, other foot, and in. Let's go back to tendus, out, and in. Straight legs, out, in. Very nice, other foot, in. Out, and in, again, out, in, out, last time, out, in, out, in. Excellent. Let's take a bow. Beautiful. Now our next step is called a tenlie, and this comes in my favorite part of the ballet. Clara has just gotten her nutcracker, and she loves it more than any other toy. We're gonna pretend like we're rocking our nutcracker to sleep. We start with that tendu. We know that step. Then we plie, and we switch. We plie, and we switch. This is our tenlie. And if you listen very carefully, there might be a surprise at the end. All right, are we ready for music? Let's get ready. So, we have our nutcracker. Let's wrap it in our arms, and we're gonna point that foot and get ready for our tenlies. Ready? Point that foot, show off those shoes. Ready? We have our lovely nutcracker, and we rock. Down, up, down, up, down. Good. Let's do 2 more. Now we're gonna lift him high to the sky and turn. Let's do it again. Ready? And plie. and plie. 2 more times. And lift your nutcracker high in the sky. Oh no, do you hear it? It's Fritz! Get down, protect your nutcracker. Cover your ears. No, Fritz. Oh, he's so loud. I think he's gone. Let's put our nutcracker back to sleep. We rock him. And let's lift high to the sky. And we'll set him down. I think I'm getting sleepy myself. What do you do when you're tired? Maybe you rub your eyes. Maybe you have a big yawn and a stretch. Excellent. That is the end of our party. All of our guests have left. Good work. Do you remember what happens after the party? Clara sneaks downstairs to visit her nutcracker, but she has a surprise guest, the mice. Can you put on your scary face? We can tell so much by our eyes. So I have my scary eyes on, and I'm gonna have my mice claws out. And the mice like to scurry, and they swipe at Clara. Excellent. There's another very important character in our battle, and that's the soldiers. Our soldiers stand up tall, their legs are strong and straight, and they march together in unison. Good. We can also do a grand battement, just like a wooden soldier doll. We go and we kick our legs to the front, just like a wooden soldier. Wonderful. I have one more step to do during this battle. It's an epic battle. We're gonna put our feet back in first. We know this position. Our hands are on our hips, and we're gonna saute. Saute means to jump, so we're gonna bend and jump. Saute, plie, saute. Now that you know all your steps, are you ready for that battle? Let's try it with some music. It's starting. You can hear those trumpets. Get your mouse claws out. Are you ready? Get those scurry feet. Excellent. Oh, it looks so scary. Ready? Are we gonna swipe? And we swipe. Oh gosh, they're so scary. Again, scurry. And swipe. Let's step to the side. Big claw. In and out. In again. And in. Let's do it one more time. Ready? Big jump. Here come the soldiers. Hands on our hips. Let's march. Ready? Good marching. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great job marching. Are you ready for our grand battements? Here we go. Those knees are going to stay straight this time. Ready? Big kick. And in. Out. In. Out. And out. Very nice. Let's do 2 more super high legs. Ready? Out. In. Out. In. Very nice. Let's put our feet in first position. One last step. Are you ready for our sautes? Big jumps. We plie and saute. Plie and saute. Bend, point those feet. Bend. So great. Oh no, are you ready? The mice are coming back. The Mouse King is winning. We have to save our nutcracker. Grab your slipper and throw it. You're really scared now. Maybe you cover your face. Maybe your knees shake. The battle is over. Great job. That battle is pretty intense. You guys did a great job. The next thing on Claire's adventure is the land of the snowflakes. Yeah? So for our snowflakes, they're like beautiful diamond crystals. They have beautiful long lines and sharp angles. So we'll use a lot of straight arms in this one. Our step that we're gonna learn is called an arabesque. Now that's when I step forward on one leg and my other one goes straight behind me like a snowflake. And we reach, and then we can skitter back. Let's try the other side. We can reach and come back. I think you're ready. Let's try it with music. We're standing up. It's getting cold. Do you hear them? It's like a soft flurry. So let's stretch our arms out. Nice and long. Let's switch. Good. Let's walk this time. Our arm goes up. And switch. Good. We're gonna cross our arms. Cross. And open. Other side. Cross. Open. Arabesque. Reach. And scurry backwards. Again. Arabesque. And scurry. Let's do those again. Reach. Nice and long. And back. Again. 2, 3. Very nice. Our arms. Good. And switch. Let's walk. And switch. We cross. Open. Good. Cross. Open. Let's turn. And open those arms. Oh, that was wonderful. Good job. Those were very sparkly snowflakes. After Claire braves the snowstorm, she ends up in the land of the sweets. The first sweet we're gonna meet is coffee. And coffee is very mysterious. It's actually perfect for our masks because we get to just look with our eyes and be mysterious. One of the things that coffee does is she balances and everything is in slow motion. So we're gonna do a passe and we test our balance. Good. She also has kind of unique arms. They cross above her head and she bobs her head back and forth. Are you ready to try this one with music? Let's go. It starts so quiet. She's kind of secretive. Let's cover our face and come up. Nice. Let's do the other arm. Big sweep. And it's like you have a secret. Good. Excellent. Ready? Arms strong. And we're going to find our passe. That toe comes up to our knees. And we balance. We come down. Arms go up. Head. Excellent. Let's try the other foot. Arms strong. Point that foot. Good. It comes up to your knee. Nice balance. Open those arms. Cross. And head. Oh, excellent. Do you think we can make it a little trickier? I do. Ready? Our foot comes up. Now we're going to reach our toes to the front. Développé. Good. Try the other side. Up. And développé. And close. Let's do one more arm. Arms go up. And head. And open. Excellent. Good job. That head is always so much fun. Our next spice is called tea. And tea is very different than coffee. She's bright and she jumps a lot. We have 2 jumps to learn. One is called an échappé. We start with our feet in first and our arms in first. And we're gonna open to second. We open and then we come back to first. First. Let's do it again. Open and close. Very nice. We have one more jump. It's a little tricky, so just try your best. We're gonna do a pas de chat. It's like there's a puddle right here on the floor, and you don't wanna get your feet wet. So you pick up your foot, and you pas de chat over your puddle. Let's go back. Pas de chat. Excellent. Are you ready to try this with music? Let's do tea. Ready? So, let's do our arms for tea. Our hands go together, and we make a flower. Good. Let's do the other side. We switch. Very nice. Let's try our échappés. We open and close. Again, open and close. One more. Open and close. Good. Let's try our hands again. Ready? We make our flower and down. Other side. Good. Show off all those fingers. Flower and in and up. In. Are you ready for pas de chat? Hands on our hips. There's our puddle. Ready? Pas de chat. Pas de chat. Again. Pas de chat. One more. And let's pose. So great. Good work. We have one more suite to visit, and those are our flowers. They're made out of candied rose petals. And we're gonna do port de bras for our flowers. Port de bras is how we use our arms. So unlike our snowflakes that are sharp and crystal, our flowers are soft and delicate, and they're very round. Are you ready? Follow along. I'm gonna start crouched down, like a little flower bud. Ready? Let's try it. You feel the sun on your back, and you start to blossom. Your arms go up, and they open. Let's grow a little taller. Very nice. Feet to first. Arms go up. And let's turn. Beautiful. One arm opens. And a second arm opens. We reach. And let's do one more turn. And we open. And we'll finish. Great job, dancers. You went from the party all the way to the land of sweets with me. I had so much fun dancing with you. Thank you so much for dancing with me. The very last thing we're going to play is the finale music. It's the end of the ballet where all of the characters come back to celebrate Clara's bravery. Feel free to dance along however you would like. If you pay attention and listen, you might notice some of your friends like Coffee and Tea come back and dance with you. Great job today, dancers.
Weren't those dancers incredible? The way they moved so gracefully. And really, the movements told the story. So interesting how you can use your body to express things. Well, if you want to learn more about the ballet, you can come to the library because we have books about it. We have nonfiction books and we have fiction books. Look at that. We also have the music from the Nutcracker that you can take on CD and you can listen to the music and imagine the story in your head. Storytelling really helps with your imagination, doesn't it? All right, well, thank you so much for visiting with me today, and let's do our goodbye song. Are you ready? Stomp, stomp, stomp your feet together. Stomp, stomp, stomp your feet together. Nod, nod, nod your head together. Nod, nod, nod your head together. Wave, wave, wave goodbye together. Wave, wave, wave goodbye together. Give a bow or a curtsy. Adios, auf Wiedersehen, and arrivederci. Bye, everybody.